October, and I'm getting ready to do day 13 of the 30-day morning yoga and Pilates challenge. This one is, I think it's going to be a 10-minute workout focused on lower body. Should be good. For those of you that haven't been here with me, there is a Yoga with Cassandra on YouTube. She's one of the yogis that I follow, and she's got this morning yoga Pilates challenge that I have been doing. I'm happy to say that we're almost 2 weeks in to this challenge, and it's been good. I am an avid yoga practitioner. Pilates is not something that I normally do, but I am finding that I like it. I like the challenge. It's different, but it's good for my body, and I always appreciate anything that's good for my body. So I am going to jump right in just a moment. What I want to do first is to do my warm-up. I always do a handstand, a back bend, and a headstand. I like to do the inversions because it helps with circulation, it gets the blood pumping in a different way. I like to do back bends because I want to be intentional about kind of nurturing flexibility and mobility in my spine. I do know that I do technically have arthritis in my back, according to a chiropractor that I went to a while ago. And so being intentional about trying to be limber in my spine helps alleviate any issues that might come into play with arthritis. You know, for those of you that understand anything about arthritis, typically you get really, really stiff when you have arthritis, and a mistake that people make with arthritis is they tend not to want to move those things that are stiff, but in actuality, the more that you're moving and kind of lubricating those joints, the more, what's the word? Anyway, the more the relief that you have from that pain. And your body's able to stay a little more limber, fluid, pliable, all those things. And when you get rid of that stiffness, it's actually kind of like a fountain of youth. It helps from a standpoint of injury prevention and things like that. And I am a testimony for that because a couple years ago I got into a biking accident, and I fell off this bike. My bike flipped, and actually cracked my head open and my knee open, or just hurt everything everywhere. But I was just bruised, not broken, and I was able to kind of resume daily activities right away. I had to alter my yoga because of the pain and swelling that I had, but I didn't break, which to me is wonderful because as I understand it, people, the older you are, when you have broken bones, it's more and more challenging, and the recovery is longer and much more difficult and more complicated. And so having a daily yoga practice just helps prevent any type of injury. It helps relieve pain, all those things. So it's really good for a number of reasons. In addition to, it helps strengthen your body. It helps with limber and flexibility. It helps with mobility and stability, balance, all of those things that come into play when you're thinking about injury prevention, especially as you get older. When a lot of older people become fall risks. But if you have been focusing on, balance, being able to stand on one foot and things like that, and stay straight, do different things, you're strengthening your body. You're putting yourself in a position that, if you are off balance, you can get back on balance and prevent yourself from falling and things like that. Anyway, so those are just some of the reasons that I like yoga. Mindful, it helps you practice mindfulness and intention and gratitude and all those things. Those are good for you as well. So, with that said, let me go ahead and jump in because I've got a lot of things to do today. And I want to do this warm up. So again, handstand, back bend, headstand, and then we will jump into this 10-minute practice that focuses on the lower body. I hope you guys have your mats. I hope you'll do this with me. It's only 10 minutes. It's not much of an investment in time, but your body will appreciate it. Trust me. Your mind will appreciate it. Your whole being will appreciate it. It's just a great way to start the day. You can start your day with a sense of accomplishment. But for those of you that's just, you're here and you're watching and you're not going to do it with me, I hope you're at least inspired to do something that you enjoy that's good for your body. We all should. So, okay, here we go. Give myself credit for yoga.
Good morning. Thank you for joining me on day 13 of this 30-day Yoga Pilates challenge. We are focusing on our lower body today, so very much a quads, hamstrings, thighs focused class, a good mix of strength as well as flexibility. We are going to begin lying down on our belly for this class, starting with a reclined quad stretch. So getting into the front of the legs. So you can lower your way down. And I'll give you some options here. So the first option is to just rest your forehead over your left forearm. We're gonna bend into our right knee, and you can reach back with your hand, just pulling your heel in towards the seat. And I want you to think of pushing your pubic bone down into the floor and lifting the lower belly off of the mat. So I'm going to do this variation again. If you want at home, you can add a little bit of a back bend, going deeper into the pose by propping yourself up as if you were in Sphinx pose. I'm just going to keep things a little bit more restorative this morning. And really thinking of also keeping the front of the thigh, even up to the knee, pressing down into the mat. But the more you can really think of lifting the lower belly, engaging the abdominals, and pushing down into the hip bones, the more you'll feel this through your quads and through the front of your right hip. Take one more big breath in here. And we'll slowly release and switch sides. So propping yourself up onto your right arm this time, bending into that left knee. And again, we're reconnecting here with those deeper layer of abdominals as we pull the heel in towards the seat. Try to relax your neck and your shoulders, just using a little bit of arm strength. One more deep breath. And carefully release. We'll come into single leg kick from Pilates. So you can prop yourself up onto your elbows and make some fists here. Elbows are underneath the shoulders and I'm pulling my chest forward. Again here, lifting the lower belly off of the mat. So it's not about finding a really deep back bend. It's about pushing and maintaining this activation through the core. All we're going to do is kick the right heel twice. So it's kick, kick, and stretch and switch. So kick, kick, stretch, kick, kick, stretch. And this is almost like a little hamstring curl. So we're contracting through the back of the leg every time we kick. But really, most importantly, I want you to feel a stretch through the front of your body. And you'll really feel this most by pressing the pubic bone into the mat and pulling the lower abdominals in and up. Kick, 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 kick. Last two, last one, and release. Coming into our transitional heel beats, you can come back down onto your palms, one hand over the other. We're going to keep the upper body grounded. Go ahead and lift the legs up off the mat and just bring the heels together quickly. So beating in, so to the center, really feeling this through your glutes, along the inner thighs. Keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let it go. Let's back, child's pose. Reaching your hips back towards your heels, stretching out through your hips. And we'll make our way to downward facing dog. Hands shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart. Tuck the toes under. And see if you can really bend both knees, pressing your hips back, and then straightening the legs. Doing this a few times, so activating through our quads. And finding some stillness in our downward dog. Let's walk our hands to the back of the mat for your ragdoll fold. You can widen your feet if you'd like here, holding onto the elbows, swaying a little bit side to side. And I'm really trying to get a nice hamstring stretch while still keeping my knees bent so that I'm protecting my lower back. I'm not doing too much too quick, especially in the morning. Releasing fingertips down to the mat. Bend your knees a little bit more so that you can bring your big toes together to touch. Heels about an inch or so apart, coming into Utkatasana or chair pose. So rocking the weight back into the heels. Just bring your hands together at the heart. hug the inner thighs. So even here, I just corrected myself. Think of lengthening the tailbone down and drawing the lower belly in. Being really strong in this pose. Sink down a little bit lower. And let's fold down, walk your hands back. Hi, Luna. Walk your hands back to your downward facing dog. My puppy. And let's reach our right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee, open up your hip, and we're going to come into our lizard pose. So you can step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. And start by keeping that knee off of the mat. And you can just rock back and forth here. So I have a wider stance. Both of my palms are to the inside of my right leg. And we'll get deeper into it. Let your left knee come down to the mat, pointing the toes. And you're welcome to stay here. I like to do the variation where I lift my toes off the mat. I roll to the outer edge of that foot, and then maybe you can come down onto the forearms. Still sliding the shoulder blades down your back. And if you are down on your forearms, lift yourself back up onto your hands. We're going to make our way back to downward facing dog. So stepping the right foot back. And this time, left leg extends up to the sky. Bend your left knee, open up your hip. And we'll find that lizard pose on the second side. So the left foot goes to the outer edge of the hand and stay up here. And then this first variation, I have my knee directly over the top of the ankle. And I'm just rocking back and forth so that I'm also stretching through my right ankle into the calf. Trying to melt the hips, having a little bit of a buoyancy through those hips. And then the right knee can come down to the mat. I'm going to curl and lift that left foot up, rolling to the outer edge of that left foot. And then maybe coming down onto the elbows, onto the forearms. Trying to relax a little bit more into the pose. We'll walk our hands in, so coming back up onto the hands first, and tucking the back toes under, downward facing dog. Stretching it out. And we'll come to lay down on our back so you can bring your knees on the floor. Swing your legs out in front of you and we'll set ourselves up for reclined pigeon pose. And you can cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee and draw that left thigh in towards you. Maybe rocking a little bit side to side. And let's release, switching sides. Left ankle over the top of your right knee. Pull it through. And as you release, we'll just take a few moments in reclined butterfly pose. The soles of the feet come together to touch. I like to reach my arms out, maybe up overhead. Whatever feels good here. Just 5 deep belly breaths in and out through your nose. Noticing how even just a little bit of yoga and Pilates every day can create a positive impact, can change the way you feel, and how much we're able to do in just a short amount of time. You can bring the knees back up and through to center, give them a big squeeze in towards your chest, and we'll rock up, coming to take a seat. And drawing on our affirmation for the day, sitting up nice and tall, internally repeating to ourselves, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Let's bring our hands together at the heart, and we'll chant Om together one time. Inhale to chant, breathe in deep. Thank you so much, everyone. This was day 13. We are very near the halfway mark of this challenge. Thank you so much for practicing with me every morning. Thank you for still being here. I know it can be hard around this time to stay consistent and to stay disciplined, so I really do appreciate your presence.
I appreciate my presence and your presence as well. I love that affirmation. So often we don't accept ourselves as we are. You know, I think we tend to be our own worst critic sometimes. I know I do. So I have to remind myself of that. I love myself just as I am. And I love you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll be back tomorrow for day 14 of the challenge. I hope you will as well, but until then, take care, be blessed. Love ya.